down to, right? Spying. Shall we get into that? And the NSA? There is an argument, big one, going on between libertarians, I should say among libertarians. On one side, the judge. His name is Andrew Napolitano. He doesn't want government snooping of any kind. On the other side, you have John Stossel, who thinks some snooping is okay to keep America safe. John, I just paraphrased your position, but I'm going to start with you. Tell me exactly where you stand. What infringement on privacy would you allow in the name of security? Go.
Well, I can't name it precisely, but if we have an NSA, I assume they're spying and people are trying to kill us, so I assume some of it's okay. And this data mining, for some reason, just doesn't threaten me that much.
Judge.
Andrew's right about everything, but...
I don't think this is John Stossel. I think it's an imposter. Because the John Stossel that I admired as an undergraduate at Princeton, I know he looks younger, but he is older. The John Stossel I admired when I started out as a lawyer and as a journalist would have stood up for the right to be left alone, the right to have the government's prying eyes away from us. The Constitution stands for that right. And the Constitution says government wants to pry, it has to present specific evidence about the target on whom it wants to pry to a judge, and the judge will issue a search warrant specifically describing, I'm paraphrasing the statute, the amendment, specifically describing the information to be seized or the person to be arrested.
You're running the clock out. John, go.
This may be true. All I can say is I'm not that worked up about it. People want to kill me. On my Facebook page, I got 100 things I'm furious at government at. This just doesn't rise to the same level.
But if the government can violate the most profound protections in the Constitution because it doesn't rub you the wrong way.
It's always doing that.
Well, right. Then there's no limit to what the government will violate.
But I got to pick my battles. And you're right, libertarians are calling me a traitor and disgusting, but I just can't get worked up about this one.
Will you concede that there's a violation of the Constitution, whether it rubs you the wrong way, whether you get worked up over it or not?
No, because some libertarians say this is not unconstitutional. But I leave that legal specialization to you. And you're right about everything. You're probably right about that.
I'm going to quit while I'm ahead.
Wait a second. I mean, John's right here. It is your interpretation of the Constitution that is at issue here.
My effort is to interpose the Constitution on what the government is doing. Not my personal feelings, but the Constitution. The standard is there. The standard is in black and white. The very reason we have this amendment was so that our own government couldn't do us, forgive me, what the British government did to us when they had dragnets, when they had search warrants that let them go wherever they wanted.
Am I right in saying, John, that there is a law on the books which says if the government gets a warrant through the FISA court, or whatever it's called, the secret court, yes, they can go out and read my
Yes, you are correct, but that law is profoundly unconstitutional.
Oh, that's your reading of the Constitution. This was passed and sealed and signed and delivered by the Congress of the United States.
Well, suppose the Congress of the United States passed and sealed and delivered a statute that said John Stossel can't speak freely.
You're way out on the extreme. Hold on a second, John.
The reason I'm not mad, whatever the law says, let's say they do read my emails. Fox can read my emails. I figure there's some pimply kid out there that all flies through the air that all our privacy is blown. Facebook, Google knows so much about me, much more than I assume the NSA knows. I don't care.
But you have the right not to use your Fox email. You have the right not to use Facebook and Google.
True.
You have no ability to escape the government when it spies on everybody in the country.
And Facebook can't jail me or kill me.
Correct.
The government can.
Correct.
All right.
Oh, we found some point on which we agree, Stuart. You're better at this than you think you are.
Oh, my. As we said yesterday, we're going to face nuclear terrorism very soon, or at some point in the future. I don't want a bomb, a nuke, to go off in New York Harbor. I do not want that.
Do you?
And hold on. I will move heaven and earth to make sure that this government knows about that plot beforehand and stops it.
Will you destroy freedom in your movement of heaven and earth?
Now, you see, you're going way out on the extreme.
Well, you said you'd move heaven and earth.
Oh,
and I'm asking about freedom, and you're calling me extreme?
I think John and I would be prepared to give up a little freedom to save 1 million people from a nuke in New York Harbor.
There is no such thing as giving up
a little freedom, yes, but we're too scared of terrorism. There are far bigger risks in the world.
Oh, now you've gone the opposite
Stossel,
direction.
Music to me. See, the real John Stossel is now back. You have a greater risk of falling and being killed in your bathtub or being shot by a cop on the street than you do being killed by a terrorist.
At the moment.
Your problem is you take everything to this extreme view. Taxation is theft. Can't allow taxation. The Federal Reserve is a conspiracy
Stuart,
theory.
it's good for television. Let him do it.
But I'm right. Ain't I just?
Hey, I brought Stossel around. Even he is afraid of the government sometimes.
You didn't bring him around very much. He and I are still like that.
I was already afraid of the government.
So, Stossel, last word to you and promote your show tonight.
My show is on tonight, and it's wonderful. And Andrew Napolitano is right about almost everything.
I wanted a bit more fire here. I wanted to see you shout and scream.